Will the 1.20 update bring another dimension to Minecraft? I went through everything in the Deep Dark and gathered the 10 most hidden secrets that you probably do not know. Did you know that some buildings from the ancient city are direct replicas of pillager outposts and parts of the woodland mansion? No wonder bottles of enchanting only generate in these locations. Most players do not know, but ancient cities usually generate below high mountains. But notice how something is not right with it. But why is it like that a whole city that is dedicated to the Warden is in ruins? Almost everything here is destroyed. The building, this tower, the structure. But why? This is a mystery that Mojang does not want to explain directly. But the main question is whether this metal structure is actually a portal. And yes, we answer this question towards the end of the video. The ancient cities are the only places where multiple enchanted golden apples can be generated. Now you'll be able to finally tame your horse using these apples. Or not. It is incredible how Mojang made the ancient city loot the best loot in the game. Well, in naturally generated structures obviously. Not only do the enchanted golden apples generate in these places, but other types of treasure as well. But wherever there is treasure, there must be some kind of challenge. Just like the woodland mansion, where you fight the evokers to gain totems of undying. But this time, Mojang took this personally. If you take a look into a normal deep dark cave, you'll find Skulk shriekers, not too often, maybe 1 or 2 per giant cave. But if you look inside an ancient city, this changes quickly. As you can see, it is almost impossible to loot the whole ancient city without summoning a single warden. But why would Mojang add the most powerful mob to the game to just protect some loot? The Warden, which by the way has more health than 2 whole ender dragons, is clearly protecting something more than a couple of Skulk blocks. There must be a reason, and we have probably found it. Talking about the Warden, many players on their first encounter did not know that it gave off a special effect, the darkness effect to be exact. Well, for many years, the how did we get here achievement was one of the biggest flexes someone could display. In order to gain this achievement, a player needs to have all the effects in Minecraft at once. Yes, even the dolphin one. But now with this darkness effect, the achievement just got way harder. In order to get the darkness effect, you need to get to a location near a naturally generated Skulk shrieker. And no, not the ones that you mine with your silk touch and placed up on the surface, but a natural one. Good luck trying this while not getting sonically boomed out of this world. If you take 9 disc fragments, you can create yourself a unique music disc, but it's not really music. It's on the ranks of Masked by Dream. It's pretty hard to listen to, but if you're searching for explanations for some of the deep dark mysteries, then take a listen. The music disc features some sounds that were never heard of before, and also some recognizable sounds. I'm sure you heard of flint and steel before, right? One theory even suggests that these sounds are from Minecraft dungeons, but I genuinely think that these are related to the Deep Dark. There is no way you need to go to the Deep Dark to create a disc and then it be about something else, but particularly about the center building. If you go ahead and utilize the echo shards, you can craft yourself a recovery compass. Yes, and I did by the way die in that cave, but the compass is used for finding the spot of your loot, or where you were last seen. We're talking about it in a more Deep Dark styled way, finding where your soul last appeared, but it only works in the overworld, therefore cutting off the nether and end. And yes, the last time I checked, the nether and the end were way more dangerous than a grass plane. Oh yes, and by the way, if you're playing on hardcore, this compass is a game changer. And yes, I was joking by the way. This might be a far stretch, but it will also answer these 2 mysteries. The first one is as to why the ancient cities are in ruins, or put simply destroyed. And why is there so much Skulk in these biomes when no mobs are present? Believe it or not, but it is almost impossible to have a mob in the Deep Dark biome, since the Warden will pop out of the ground and destroy it completely. This could potentially mean that you're missing some knowledge about whatever happened in these cities. Definitely a mystery and a secret that will eventually have to be answered. If you obtain a Skulk catalyst by defeating a Warden or just getting it with a silk touch tool, you can place it on the surface and notice how it interacts with the surroundings. As you can see, it generates Skulk blocks. Well, this creates a question. Why is there a Deep Dark biome filled with Skulk blocks everywhere? Not to mention the ancient cities. What is Mojang hiding about the Deep Dark biome that makes it so dark and mysterious? If you do not understand, what I'm saying is once a mob dies, it turns the surroundings into Skulk. Therefore, a Deep Dark cave has everything covered in Skulk. And if you mine it, you get XP. Basically the same as killing the mob. So does that mean that the whole Skulk biome was once covered in mobs? What's even crazier is inside the chests in the ancient cities, some of them contain enchanted hoes. But why would they have unbreaking and efficiency enchanted on them? Most players do not use it, but they are made for harvesting Skulk blocks for XP. And you can click on the video in the top right corner of the screen to watch the whole video about the best ways to gain XP. But experience points almost always come from mobs. So does that mean that every single Skulk block you see inside the ancient city was from a mob? If you dive below the city center, you'll find a series of interconnected rooms shelves, all filled with redstone related contraptions. I mean, I would expect some kind of crazy loot inside an underground bunker inside the ancient city, but let's remember, this is just a normal, dark and spooky ancient city, so Mojang just decided to put the simplest redstone contraptions in Minecraft. But seriously, why would they add a room all about redstone without a true meaning? But let's not get into the newly revived Minecraft lore too much. The Warden also has some hidden secrets inside. The first one is that it is extremely easy to distract, and when I'm saying extremely easy, I'm really meaning it. If you go ahead and locate a certain building inside the ancient city, you will notice a number of ice blocks within it, and also the snow. Now notice how the Warden loses literally 100 IQ when it goes into water. Well, until Mojang added the sonic boom, which can literally go through walls. What the structure is trying to show is that the Warden can be easily distracted by snowballs. Maybe those who lived here in the past really studied the Warden. As you can see, the Warden is powerful, but it definitely is not intelligent. And it is probably not meant to be fought, as Mojang clearly stated that the Warden needs to feel like a natural disaster, some scenes that you need to get as far away as possible. What will surprise you even more is that Skulk blocks and the Warden are considered to be one entity. Well, according to Mojang, they are. Since the Warden can only spawn through a Skulk Shrieker, they're considered an interconnected mob. What is even weirder is that inside the ancient cities, mob heads occasionally generate in some certain locations. And when you hear the term mob head, you probably would imagine a zombie one or a creeper one, but not in this case, because they are skeletons, meaning that this could be a hint towards the ancient builders. The Deep Dark cities definitely have the most amount of secret dark Easter eggs that most do not have an explanation for. Even the Woodland Mansion nor the Stronghold can compare to this. Leave your opinion if Mojang has gone way too far in a dark way with this Deep Dark Biome and ancient city. Finally, we have the biggest mystery on our hands, the middle structure of the ancient city. Whenever a player finds a Deep Dark Biome, they probably want to find the ancient city close to or there. But for what reason? We have the desert temple for loot, and the same as the jungle pyramid. They're both small compared to the ancient city. But then we have another massive underground structure located down in the deep caves. And you can probably guess it. The Stronghold, obviously. Another giant structure generated with a purpose. And that purpose is the portal to the Ender Dragon, or the End. So why exactly would Mojang create a giant mega structure way spookier than the Stronghold and just dedicate it to some random chest? The Central City looks like it's a perfect spot to do some kind of challenge to enter another dimension. Not to mention that its frame is literally made out of an unobtainable block in survival, the reinforced deep slate, the strongest block in the game. Not to forget the smaller iterations of the middle structure, and these little ones are literally codenamed small portal statues. This city center is probably the biggest secret Mojang has kept away from us other than the hero Brian. If you want more proof that this structure is a portal, make sure to like and subscribe and watch this video next.